Hey guys, I'm really excited to share with you a really cool new update for Mage that is coming in a few days, ready for the beginning of June. It's such an important update that I've given it its own name. It is the Performance and Mobility update, so let's jump into it. So first off, I've done a big optimizations rewrite, which means basically it's doing like 150 fewer commands per tick. Hopefully that will smooth things out, especially on lower end machines, but you'll have to let me know to see if this makes a difference for you. Also, if you remember, if you fired off a spell in the old game, this is the old game right here, into the distance, a really long way, or fired it into the sky or something, there would be a lag spike. You can see the lag spike if you notice when I cast the spell and then when the cooldown appears next to where it says pain spell at the bottom, if I fire it off. Big lag spike there, and that would lag out everyone on a server if you're playing it multiplayer. So if I jump on into the new version, you'll see that I've significantly reduced the lag spike that happens when you fire off a long distance. So if we change to, say, levitation, wait for the world to load a little bit, you can do it. Go on Minecraft, you can do it. Fire this off into the distance, almost instant. I've really reduced that lag spike. So hopefully those two big rewrites will help smooth things out for everyone and make it a much less laggy experience. So that's really cool, but let's jump on into the mobility things, because this is the really important things that are changing ready for June. Until recently, Blink Spell has been the main way to get around. It is the main mobility spell. However, we have a new contender. In fact, we have two new contenders. The first one, let's see, is the Fire Spell. Now, if you cast this downwards on yourself, then you give yourself 1 second of extreme speed and jump boost. And if you use the jump, then at the end of that 1 second, you'll be given a mid-air boost. Let me show you. Whoa. Okay, so I hit that perfectly. Play around with it and practice with it, because there's a knack to it. And if you get it exactly right, you'll hear a sound like like you've taken damage, but you haven't, and it'll send you a really long distance. Otherwise, it'll give you a really nice boost, but not quite as far as that. Let's do it again. Oh, I got it perfectly again. Let's try and do it and not get it perfectly. There you go. That's the kind of boost that you get usually, but if you get it just right, then it'll send you even further. This is a really cool mobility spell, and once you've got it down and you've practiced with it and you're really good with it, it will rival using the Blink spell. Obviously, the Blink spell has the special ability of reducing its own cooldown by using other spells, which is always going to make the Blink spell basically the top one, the top dog for mobility. But all of these new mobility things, and we'll get onto the third one in a second, each have their individual uses and will be more useful in different situations. One other thing to note is that with the Blink spell, you can use the cooldown reduction. So I'll just show you. Use the Blink spell, switch to something else, fire off, and then the cooldown has been reduced by 4 seconds. So you can use Blink spell again. Because Blink spell takes 8 seconds to cool down, but you can reduce it by 4 seconds by using another spell. That kind of made the combination of using Blink spell and the new Fire running spell OP. So now, if you use the Blink spell, you cannot trigger the cooldown reduction by using the Fire spell. I'll just show you. Use the Blink spell, change to Fire, and I can use it on myself if I wish. I change back to Blink spell, it's still got the cooldown remaining. That hasn't been reduced at all, and you have to wait for that to redo. So yeah, you can't use both of them in conjunction to get super speed and go around the map like a mental roadrunner. Okay, and let's move on to the third thing. You should already know about the levitation and lava combo, where you levitate and then lava yourself, and you get a boost in the direction that you're facing for 4 seconds. Well, before, that would deal you some serious fire damage. However, now, if you're holding the lava spell in your hand, you get fire resistance. So I can swim around in lava if I want to. Don't know why I would, but I could. And now, I still am on fire, so if I switch away from my wand, I start taking damage. But if I switch back to the wand again, I stop taking damage, until I put myself out. Okay, so that being the case, let's eat up so we don't take too much damage. If I do the levitation and lava combo, I will not take damage whilst I'm flying around. Let's use it. Ding! And away I go. I have reduced the amount of boosting time whilst in the air from 4 seconds to 2.5 seconds to balance things out. Because now that you don't take damage, that would be a little bit OP if you could still boost around for 4 seconds. But it is a very nice way of traveling around. It's especially useful out of all the 3 choices for, say, reaching the top of a mountain really nice and quickly, because you can use the levitate to get nice and high, and then you can use the lava spell, and up I go, up to the top of the mountain. There you go. How easy is that? So cool. You've got a couple of new ways to travel around, which is very, very cool indeed. Let's get back down here and put ourselves out. Ouch. Oh, fine then. Right. So, another way of traveling around a little bit faster is the water spell. I've made a little change. So now that if you're holding the water wand in your hand, it will give you Dolphin's Grace. So whilst you're in water, you move faster. This is without the wand in my hand. Ugh, so sluggish and slow. So sluggish and slow. But with it in my hand, I move nice and fast. You kind of pick up speed as you go, whilst you have Dolphin's Grace. But let's have another look. So I'm underwater and I'm swimming. This is without the wand in my hand. This is with the wand in my hand. And it's a nice boost. I would say you're probably going like twice as fast, at least by the time that you get up to speed. So yeah, that's a nice little thing, and it'll make the water spell, that's spell and wand, the water spawn, a little bit more viable in Mage Raid, just for normal choice. Okay, now I'm going to bring in my special guest, just for a second. Don't worry, it's just another version of me. So let's open this to LAN for a moment. There you go. And in comes my alt account. Hello. And I'm going to show you the slowness spell. So this is something that's going to be very useful in PvP, basically. This is what it's designed for. Because you not only have the blink spell, but you've now got the fire running spell. You've got all these choices for mobility in the game now. In multiplayer, especially in PvP, you're going to need a way to counter that. You need some counterplay. So the whatever it's called, the slowness spell now prevents you from using blink and the fire running ability whilst you're in the effect of the slowness spell. So if the slowness spell is on the ground, boop, just fire that onto the ground right there. If I'm inside it and I've got the slowness, I cannot blink. I'm trying to blink right now and it's not working. And I cannot cast the fire spell on myself. It's not working. Not getting speed, not getting jump boost, nothing like that. I have to leave the area of effect before I can use it. And there you go. And the same thing happens if I cast the slowness spell on the person. So if I get directly affected, directly hit by a slowness spell, I cannot use this on myself, and I cannot blink until it wears off. There you go. So that's going to be especially useful for PvP. Really excited to see how that plays out, but I thought it was important to have some counterplay now that there is a lot of mobility items or spells in the game. Right, I don't think I've missed anything. I think those are all the mobility things in the game. The last thing to talk about, I'm not really going to demonstrate this, I'll just quickly talk about it, is a couple of bug fixes to do with the ice and pain combo. If you remember, does this guy have it? No, he doesn't. He's got pain. I don't have ice. If you cast a ice spell, like downwards, and create a little ice platform, and then you use the pain spell near it, it creates a runway of ice. Actually, that has been broken for a little while, but it's fixed now, and no one noticed, it seems, so, you know, let's just ignore that, shall we? Also, for some reason, when you created the ice runway, it was popping off a whole load of these, or not ice, snow runway, it was popping off a whole load of the snow as items, which could contribute to lag as well if you're just leaving items around the place. But that no longer happens. I think that was something that broke in 1.14, but for no longer. It is now done and finished with. So yes. Oh, one last thing to mention before I go. There is a new resource pack. So that won't mean anything to you if you play in single player, because the resource pack is always part and parcel of the world and it loads itself every time you run it. However, if you play on a server and you have to download the resource pack separately, then make sure that you re-download the resource pack, because something kind of important has changed in there. It's all to do with the fire spell's boost in midair. And if you don't have it, then you might see something for a split second that you really shouldn't see. So make sure that you download the new resource pack, otherwise, yeah, that will happen. You may see zombie horses just for a split second. Don't worry about it. Yeah, anyway. That is everything. I'm pretty sure that is absolutely everything. It's going to be a really cool update. I'm so excited this, because, you know, this is like the golden age of Mage Rage. It's about to be ushered in. Age of Mage. Because the optimization is going to be better than ever before. It's not going to be right down to the blink spell and the mining spell, because I nerfed the mining spell slightly last update. So it's got a longer cooldown. Maybe looking into that even further in the future, but for now I'm going to leave it as that. And obviously with all these new mobility items or spells, it might not be the blink one that reigns supreme. So yeah, really excited to see how this works out. Hope you will enjoy it. Thank you for watching. I've been Edcase, and I will see you next time. Bye! Oh, it's so cool.